Hello and welcome back to another episode of EVE Online Beginnings. This is Kaylem here, about to give you another dose of quick EVE knowledge. Last night I played out all the career agents that I wasn't going to cover, mainly the business and industry careers. I'm here today to report to you that if you did those quests alone or missions alone, you will come out with about 2.5 million ISK. I will not cover these concepts, but you should still do these tutorials just to get a taste of how EVE works. It takes about about an hour and a half of gameplay, which admittedly is a little bit boring, but that's for your own time. Today we're going to cover the basic military missions and talk about the basics each of the mission is trying to teach you. In the interest of not making a 40-minute video every night, I will cut straight to the missions, so please excuse the transitions. Oh, so right now, I forgot to tell you, I'm still using the rookie ship. I've been using the rookie ship for all the other tutorials as well. There's really not much of a special fit because these tutorials are so easy that you really don't need to invest in any ships yet. Especially doing these military missions, they're going to give you a bunch of ships, which is part of the main reason you should do all of the quests because they give you ships that you could then sell and make a quick buck. All right, so here we are. Now I'm gotta kill these pirates. So unfortunately, I don't have, I guess, afterburner skill learned, and that's something that you really should have. But I'm trying to see if I can get it for free. Trying my best here to kind of save money, so to speak, since I'm not gonna have a lot of it. Oh, right. So once again, remember to check the weapon information so you know how close you have to be before you start shooting. Otherwise, you'd just be wasting bullets. Finally, I did the first, I think, three or first two missions of the military one, and there was just really nothing to talk about. Well, one of the missions gave me a shiny new ship, so I'm glad to say that I am out of my rookie ship now. Here's the fit I have so far, just 3 guns, nothing else. This web of fire is what we're going to be learning about right now. So, stasis web of fires, what they do is that they slow the target by 35%. So it slows the ship's velocity by 35%. So when they are slower, my guns would be able to hit them better. So think of it as like tracking. So if somebody's circling around you, running very, very fast, the closer they get to you, the harder it is that you can really point, something like a gun at them. So by slowing them down with a web of fire, you can then go ahead and basically shoot them at your own leisure. So we're just gonna show you how this works. Unfortunately, like I said before, I didn't buy any skills, so I don't actually have an afterburner skill. Now that I'm thinking about it, the hardships I'm going through, I'm gonna recommend that you guys do buy, was acceleration control or something similar to that, and basically, have the ability to use afterburners. So you see here he's webbing me right now. So whereas my max speed is normally a lot higher than 85, that's all I'm going. So I'm gonna go target him first now. I got new weapons. I almost totally forgot about that. It's what are these? These are rail rail guns. So 6,000. Oh, this guy's 6,000. Shh. Let's go give it a shot. Oh, look at that, it works. All right, so I'm gonna webify this guy. I'm gonna give him a shot. Awesome. Just gonna get close to these guys. So I'm always trying to shoot the one that is within my range, so to speak. So I remember I have a range of 6,000 and an optimal of 3,000. So really, what that really means, just for those of you that might be still confused about this, the optimal range is the range where your gun would has the most chance to do like top damage. And then after that, obviously sometimes you can't always fight within your range. So what happens is that the fall off is the max 6,600 meters or 6.6 kilometers. It doesn't really do as much damage as it should. It has a very unlikely chance of doing full damage, and once you reach out to 2 times your fall off, so in our case, was that 12 kilometers? There's just no chance of getting any damage in. Also important to note that the webifier with range mostly is 10 kilometers away, and that a normal webifier varies on how much its or rather how much percentage decreases on the top velocity. Alright, I'm back in the station now after that last Web of Fire quest or mission. I gotta stop saying quest. Alright, so we want to take this time to really talk about the training now. Now, I know last video I told you guys that, put on the big ones, make sure you have a day, I just wanted to let you guys know that as you're getting new books, you should just put them in. Now, I didn't bother training these books because they were very towards industry. I only opted to train all the military ones. Now, of course, like I have spent the 8 minutes it takes to learn mining frigate just for convenience sake. But if you guys do decide to learn these skills, there's nothing wrong with it. Most of these only take a few minutes to learn a level or two, but I really wouldn't suggest going higher than that. So anyway, so as I'm getting these quest rewards, these skill books, I've been putting them in so I could get them started. So that's basically what I've been doing. So always prioritize the smaller, 8 minute, 23-minute training, versus for the 13 hours or the 20-hour training. So that's just hopefully that's more common sense than not. And all right, let's move on to the next thing. Yes, look at that. We're gonna get Afterburner, but I still don't have the book. All right, screw this. I'm gonna buy the book. All right, what is that? It's acceleration control. I can't take it anymore. Going too slow. Okay, where are you? So I'm just gonna go ahead and change this to level 1. See how I'm just adding it, and because it's a level 1 skill. So 33 minutes. Okay, I guess I still won't be using Afterburner for a little bit. All right then, let's undock. All right, so while we are on our way to the area, let's talk a little bit about Afterburners. Afterburners basically increase your top velocity by a certain amount depending on what level the item is, and it's very useful for when you speed tank. So speed tanking is where you are trying to basically outrun the other guy's turrets. So remember that example I used about in the last mission where I said everyone running around in circles, hard to point a gun at them. It's kind of as a Web of Fire which is trying to stop that person from running very fast. Afterburner basically is the opposite and is the thing that makes the other guy go faster. So that's a good way of thinking about it. Oh, so by the way, this Afterburner, I thought nothing special would happen, but once you approach that Smuggler's Gate, remember that it's gonna do damage to you. Just be prepared to get out. Don't bother fighting it. You don't need to, kill anything in order to finish this quest. Okay. All right. So for this next mission, it's gonna be about shield hardeners. So I'm just going to open up my fitting window here. I'm going to equip this thermic shield hardener, and then I'm going to undock. Once you guys you'll see that there is something called the defense section over here. If you look, let me just get to where I need to go first. Alright, so over here, defense. So you can see that these are 4 different damage types. You'll see that the first one is going to be the electric or EM damage. So what this basically means is I have one for my shield and one for my armor and one for my hull. So if you attack me with an EM damage bullet, let's say, I will have no resistances against you for shields. However, if you attack me with a kinetic damage one, I'll have quite a bit more. And the same thing goes for armor. That same bullet that might have went through directly with the shield will definitely not be as effective for my armor as I have a higher damage resistance. So you can see I just turned it on and increased my thermic resistance by a whopping 28%. So I'm going to turn it off so you can see it goes back down to 20. Then when you turn it back on, it goes up to 48. So it's actually quite effective here. And let's hope these pirates do thermic damage, so I'll take less damage. And just so that we are abundantly clear, this mission gave us a thermic shield, a thermic dissipation field shield, whatnot, and that increased our thermal damage resistance by another 28%. So there's one that exists for each of these damage types. And then, of course, there is a slightly weaker version that does all of them, basically. And the same goes for the armor one. I just want to state that in case it wasn't perfectly obvious. Actually, I'd like to point this out while I'm in this fight. So what I have is a railgun, so I'm doing a long distance kind of fighting, so I have to kite them. So a unique thing about this is that I need about maybe 6,000 no, not kilometers, 6 kilometers away from them. So I've been keeping at range at 5,000 to kind of run away from them. So what I do is I then slow them with this stasis webifier, and that basically makes it easier for me to kind of gain distance from them, and then basically. So that's a great combo we have going there. And also we have guns, so just reiterating what we said before, when you use your webifier on these targets, they make it easier for your guns to track them, which increases the likelihood of you doing full damage at your optimums or within your fall. And I'll just finish this. And I'm back with another service announcement. So if you are about to die, you just want to warp out, you don't have to stay and die. For this mission, which is 8 out of 10, once you approach this thing, I guess, they will hit you. And as you can see, I'm pretty much almost dead, right straight into hull. So you want to get out before you die. So at this point, we already started our advanced military missions. So I actually thought I was going to do 2 separate episodes for this, but however, it seems that the first one was kind of really basic and didn't have too much to show for it. This one is going to be pretty basic too, so I'm just going to try to put them all in one. So I started the recording here to show you a cool concept that's a little bit odd, and that has to do with mixing guns. So what I have here is a bad ship fit. It's a bad ship fit because I have one electron blaster, which is a close range weapon. You can see it has 2,300 meters, and then we have long range rails. So the thinking here is that as I am close to this guy, I will shoot him with my blasters because that's the close range ones and basically kill him. Or if I was far away, I could then shoot him with my longer range weapons. And that's what a lot of newbies think. They figured, hey, that's a good idea. Now I have capabilities in both ranges, both short range and long range. And I'm here to tell you that that's a really terrible idea. So as you can see here, now that I'm close to this guy, I could really only use one gun. So because I'm this close, instead of using both guns and damaging them to the max that I can, I'm only using one gun because only one gun is effective. The other gun is actually not that effective at this range, which of course is the reason why we don't really want to mix our guns too much. Because after a while, you'll notice that, see, in this range, I could use this gun, but not that gun. And it gets to be really, yeah, I'm not even damaging it at all, as you can see, so I have to swap to my close range. So basically, I'm not as effective because I swapped the guns. I mixed the guns, rather. And the same thing goes for a tank. If you have a shield tanked ship, and then you also put armor repairers in there, what all you're doing is you're making your self-repairing really slow. You could have had 2 armor repairers or 2 shield repairers, but instead mixing it, you're always going to be at 50% effectiveness. So when you're dying in the shields area, you're half as effective healing or repairing your shields, and then when you're in your, as you can see here, I turn off my electron blaster to use my long range. So I'm always doing half damage. If I have full long range or full short range, I would have killed them already. So like at this point, I can't use my electron blaster, so I have to use my rail. And once again, if I had more rails, I would have killed them already or similar. So yep, so this is a public service announcement not to mix any of the tanks. Don't mix shield tank and armor tank, and don't mix guns. Just make sure they're all the same type, and you'll be well on your way to being a good PvP pilot. So for the second quest of the advanced military missions, you'll see a mission called Angel of Mercy. This is actually a suicide mission. So they give you a ship, and you have to basically go there and suicide yourself. So please don't use the ship that you've been using this whole time. Use theirs. Insure it. This is the only time where it's really worth the money, doing some insurance fraud, because you know it's going to die. So insure it. Get into this new ship. Put in some crappy weapons, like kind of the light electron, which is the one that comes for free in your rookie ship. And then put some bullets in it. And then go ahead and get this killed instead of getting your other more powerful, the one you've been using, getting that killed. Okay? Alright, and finally we get to talk about the Warp Scrambler and Warp Disruptors. You should read this thing over here. I'm not going to read it, I'm just going to talk to you about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip it first things first. Bought some extra ammo. And then I'm going to look for my, here it is, that's our Warp Disruptor. So basically in a normal fight in New Eden, just like how when you are about to die to the NPCs, you will warp out in order to save your own skin, your ship and whatnot, your enemies will do the exact same thing. So when you're fighting another player, what's going to happen is if we don't have these warp disruptors prevent players from going into warp whenever they choose. Because if two spaceships are fighting each other and one's about to lose, why don't they just turn around and warp out? So this would deny a lot of kills for a lot of people. And so one of the modules that we have is either Warp Scrambler or Warp Disruptor. And then I will do a separate post in the basic PvP series to talk about the differences between the two of them. For now, just know that it prevents your enemies from kind of just running away from you and then having you being stuck there without the actual kill. So for the mission, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is go up there and scram or point one of these people, and then that pretty much is, I just have to point the fleeing pirate. So we just have to get into range and then go ahead and just use this module on them, and that really counts. Alright, in this mission called A Friend in Need, which is the one right after the last one, I'm doing these in order by the way, you get a civilian small remote armor repair. So all this mission is trying to teach you is how to actually help another vessel. So if you and a few of your friends are out together having a fight, you can actually equip a module. In this case, it's the civilian small armor remote repairer. And what you can do is you can actually just target your friend instead of your enemy and hit your normally what you would do, you would shoot them, but instead of shooting them, you use your your remote armor repairer. Has a range of 4,000, so I better get a lot closer. But really all it is go, at least for this mission, is going up to this guy and just using the module once, I believe. But for your friends, you can actually have this and heal each other with it. Alright, that's it. So for this next mission, I get a shiny new ship that I'm supposed to self-destruct. Not really, but basically go there, kill something, and die. So wherever you're going to use, you should ensure it. However, looking at the ship restrictions, it says that I can use my rookie ship, so I'm going to use my rookie ship and keep this in curses for myself. So all I'm doing is I'm getting to empty ship, which you should have already, and I'm just going to buy a cheap weapon for it, and then all you have to do is kill one thing and then die. So I really want to keep that in curses if I can. Small update, I actually just tried to do it with one gun. It didn't quite work, so I bought another one. I'm going to try again. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm about to die. I'm at 84% structure. So at this point, I know I'm supposed to die, so I am going to be in a pod soon. So getting ready for that, all I'm doing is basically ready to spam this button. See, I just got killed. And so if you spam the button, you pretty much warp instantly. As you can see, I pretty much warped right away. And there's really no reason you should lose your pod in this game for when you're in low sec and high sec, because you have instant warp. So just know that when you're about to die, and usually you know when you're about to die, just click on a station or sun or Stargate, whatever, and just spam this warp to button until you warp. So for this mission, I was really confused. This is the Afterburner mission. I think the whole point is that you're supposed to approach the asteroid station. So there's just a hint there because it took me a while to figure that out. So in this next mission, we're doing a drone mission. It's teaching you how to use drones. When you get your 2 civilian hobgoblins, just go drag them to your drone bay. Well, apparently I can only fit 1. That's okay. I made my Incursius, which only has room for 1. And then you can go ahead and dock. So when you have drones, you get a new section here which you could put the drones out. So to put the drones out, all you really need to do is right click and click launch drones. You gotta wait till after you're out of warp. There you go, launch my drones, lock that person up, approach it, and really all you have to do is hit the F key, F hotkey. But technically your drones will attack whatever you're attacking. So if you're attacking that, your drone will go there and attack that as well. So let's go ahead and let you see that. Launch my little drone, and then it's gonna attack what I attack. Oh, actually I killed it, so I guess not. But the whole point is that you could do that, or you could use a hotkey F to kind of target your whatever you want to target. Alright, so at this point, I've only bought 2 skill books so far. I bought the Afterburner skill book, which allows me to use the Afterburner, and I bought a hull upgrades, which allows me to use a few things. Here's my fit so far. The hull upgrades gave me damage control, which as you can see increases my damage resistance across the board for both my shield, armor, and hull. So check this out. Keep your eye on this. I'm going to turn it on, and you'll see that we've increased resistances across the board. Very, very useful, especially for this last mission that we're going to do. And then I also have bought some armor plates, which increase my armor from 450 to 591. So I've been told that this last mission is a little bit hard, so I'm gonna walk you guys through it. So what we're gonna see is that some of these ships are gonna warp scram us, which means that we're not gonna be able to warp out even if we wanted to. So that's why it was really important for me to get the hull upgrades so I can put this damage control on there, because it's gonna be very, very helpful. So they're doing me 10 damage right now. If I remove, so I'm going to wait a while for this to turn off and show you the difference in damage. So I'm taking 10, 27, 10. So from the mercenary trainee, about 10. Look, they already scrammed me. So we're going to kill that person first, basically, because this person is in our way of leaving. We're at really big danger because he's scramming us and we can't escape. So when we turn it off, notice I take 14, 16 damage from the trainee. So this is very, very useful. So we're gonna pick and choose our targets. Of course, we're gonna choose to kill the person that is webifying us and also scramming us. So this terrorist leader here is making it really hard. We can't actually leave the fight because of him. So we are gonna do our best to get rid of him first. Oh, don't forget to launch your drones and then hit the F key. So when you are being scrammed, you'll get notifications down here, so it tells you who's scamming you. So right now terrorist leader is, so which is why I'm targeting him, and who's webbing you, as well as in your overview over here you'll also see which one of these 3 people are using their E-wars on you. Alright, so I'm just gonna finish this up. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of EVE Online Beginnings. If this has been helpful to you, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot. The subscribe link is also below if you want to keep track of what I'm doing. And please leave a I was supposed to say please leave a compliment. I need compliments. Alright then, see you guys next time. Kaylem out.